Well, hello everyone. Welcome to chapter 156 of The Last Thoughts of a Busy Mind. This one titled, quote unquote, Confront Your Insecurities, which is a line from Dan Olson's I Don't Know James Rolfe. If you don't know it, there is a link to it in the description, of course, but also, oh, sorry, I'm still coughing. But also, it is going to be the basis and like a backbone of this episode. First, though, we have a drink to tell you. It's sparkling water, strawberry lemonade flavor. So, it is very cold, it is very carbonated, tastes amazing, I like it. It's from a brand that I think I've had before on this show, but anyways. Honestly speaking, there were a lot of things I could talk about, and just seconds before I pushed that record button, I was thinking of changing the story, changing what I want to talk about, changing the subject, because there was a lot of things happening. I can talk about the fact that throughout this week I've had digestive problems, and because of that, I've realized the importance of health in a little bit more. And it's funny because I'm sure as soon as this passes on, I will forget about everything I've learned. I'm sure of that, 100%. And then I could talk about my movie edit, which the rough cut is fully done. Like it's finally, it's in a stage where, sorry, it can get out of my hand and into the hand of a much more competent editor. And I could talk about lack of motivation, which was another thing that I've had this week. Like 2 days this week, I didn't leave the bed at all. And depression is also always that. I can talk about depression some more, and I will. But, I forgot. There is, by the time you're listening to this date, there is an election. There's an active election in my country for president, and well, nobody gives a shit. Nobody with their brain in the right place doesn't give a shit. So why did I decide to talk about this video, I Don't Know James Rolfe by Dan Olson? First of all, because I am very jealous of Dan Olson, to be honest. I am jealous of his writing, I'm jealous of his ability to produce videos, I'm jealous of his luck in finding out the best things to talk about when he does, and I am just jealous of him in general. He is one of the few whose videos are a massive, massive influence on me, and I'm kind of always unfairly compare myself to. Unfairly to both of us, honestly. Unfairly to me because, well, he is, several years into a journey which he has had help from a lot of other established YouTubers, and I am not that. And unfair to him because he doesn't know me, he is unaware of my existence, and yet I am here doing this to him, talking about him and bringing my spiteful spotlight on him. I don't know what I'm talking about. I am very, very sick. I'm serious, by the way. The digestive problem is a real thing. I genuinely believe my body is not processing food, and I'm feeling always tired, always just ready to collapse. So the thing about that video in particular is it's about filmmaking. It's about James Rolfe, angry video game nerd, and in general it's about filmmaking, it's about obsessions, it's about, I wanted to also call it bespoke inefficiencies, which is something that he talks about. And it's funny, it's engaging, it's a good video, but above all else, I saw something in Dan Olson that I think I've seen before. Not just in Dan Olson. I've seen it in a lot of other YouTubers, and I've even seen it in myself. And it's obsession over something that you don't know why you're obsessed with, and to the point where you have to do something about it. Now, Dan Olson is obsessed with James Rolfe in this video. Of course, it's a video. There is showmanship involved. There is a narrative involved. All of that. But I've been in that situation too. In late 2021, early 2022, I made a video about Sir Gawain and the Green Knight because I recently watched the movie The Green Knight by David Lowery. And I was obsessed. At that point, I knew the story of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight like the back of my hand. I made an axe from EVA foam, and that itself was a combination of a lot of other obsessions with crafting and all of that. So I know what it feels like for something specific consumes your whole life. And I've been looking through stages of my life, where I was so obsessed with something. I gathered massive amounts of information on that thing. I knew everything, and then it just fell off, fell off grace. For example, Don Rickles is one of them. I used to know a lot more about Don Rickles than I do now. I haven't seen a Don Rickles video or clip, I think, in 2 years. But in 2020 and in 2021, I used to watch them every day. Same is true for a lot of other comedians and singers and all of that. Like when I got obsessed with Sweeney Todd and I made a Sweeney Todd video, I used to watch that 1981 recording of Sweeney Todd every day. Like A Little Priest, probably every day I at least watched A Little Priest. I used to memorize A Little Priest. I think I do still have some of it memorized. Let me see. It's priest, have a little priest. Is it really good, sir? It's too good, at least. Then again, I don't commit sins of the flesh, so it's pretty fresh. Of a lot of fat, only very sad. Haven't you heard poet or something like that? You see the trouble with poet is how do you know it's deceased? Stick to priest. I know some of it. Haha. Actually, I genuinely didn't know if I knew more of it or not. And I'm glad that I at least know the beginning of the song. So seeing Dan Olson create something from his obsession that is a genuinely good video, it made me very jealous. Like, you can't imagine how jealous I got. And then after that, oddly enough, completely unrelated, I saw a bill making stuff video, which was him illustrating. I'm actually going to put a link to that in the description as well. But it was him making an illustration. And the name of the video was "You Can Do This Quickly and Easily." And to be honest, he was right. He was very right. The way he made that illustrations, I thought, oh, I can do that too. I just need to have a little bit of discipline. And that's where it hit me. Oh, I don't have discipline. I can't have a little bit of discipline because that is very hard for me. And that made me jealous again. I should have named this jealousy, but it's about confronting your insecurities as well, because these are all massive insecurities of me. I'm not a good drawer. I know how to draw some things, and I believe, at least in my own little head, that I have developed this style, but that's the thing. That's the insecurity. I don't know if that's a style or if it's me being very lazy, not wanting to learn more. It's very flat. My style is I draw everything very flat. No shading, no shadows, nothing. Everything you see is flat. And sometimes it works. Like, there are things I've drawn that I'm actually quite proud of. I think they've turned out great. And there are things I've drawn that I am actively embarrassed by them. That I'm like, oh, this is awful. But you have to learn to, you know, keep at it. But insecurities are a nasty thing because they make you obsessed with stuff. Right now, I'm obsessed with a video idea that I have. I haven't written the Jason Cook video. For the past 2 weeks, I haven't even created a movie rec short because genuinely I don't know what movie to talk about. I don't think the Iranian cinema is that expansive within the limits of Asfari or terror for me to keep talking about movies. And I haven't finished the Jason Cook video. The Jason Cook videos was something I was obsessed with, but now it feels like it's fallen out of grace. But I am right now obsessed with an idea for a video. And in my head, it's big, it's massive. And everything else that happens, every little thing, it doesn't even need to, it can be literally, oh, I haven't left the bed today. And suddenly I'm like, oh, well, let's put the video on hold. And it's a trap I've been fallen into before, perhaps 100 dozen times. And I sometimes know how to get out of it. Sometimes it's push on, fake it till you make it. That's how I made We Didn't Start the Fire Part 1, and that's how We Didn't Start the Fire Part 2 failed, because I kept faking it and suddenly I couldn't make it. By the way, I should make that video. So I'm sitting here right now watching this video that took perhaps months, judging by the beard on Dan Olson, and thinking, oh, why don't you make videos like this? I can make a ton of excuses for you. Some of them come from actual, like, I know those excuses are real, like, this isn't my job, I'm not generating any income from it, and honestly, it takes a lot more time because of a lot of bespoke inefficiencies that I have. But a lot of it are just insecurities. The other day, let me do my call to action, and then I'm gonna talk about something that I don't really talk about, and it's physicality. First of all, if you listen to this on YouTube, don't forget to like and comment and subscribe. I've talked about YouTube a bunch in this one, so it's not gonna happen every episode, but I am a chronic YouTuber, so I watch a lot of YouTube. So if you listen to this on YouTube, don't forget to like and comment and subscribe. Do comment. I do read your comment and I will answer them, and just generally I want to talk to people. If you listen to this on any other platform, if it's a Castbox, you can comment there and I will read your comment because I do have that app. If it's anywhere else, you can email me at contactakamse88@gmail.com. There is not a link. There's the email address in the description. You can see it there. So the rest of this is going to be kind of hard for me to talk about because it's something I don't want to talk about. And it's how big I am. Physically, I am 193 centimeters tall, which is a lot. And I am, give or take, because it's been years since I weighed myself, around, I think, 160 kilograms. I am big. I am massive. I am overweight. I look big. I look tall and big, which is not a good combination. In any setting, I stick out like a sore thumb. I also have very long hair and I have a beard that I keep not out of the desire, that I look good with beard, but because I am very lazy, and a little bit because without beard I look like 5 years old, because I have very pronounced cheeks. Pronounced means fat here. And jowls. I don't like my jowls. So because of that, I rather to have a beard. But because I'm lazy and I cannot trim the beard regularly, sometimes it's massive and sometimes it's very short. Right now it's massive. It's been like a couple of months since I've trimmed it. So in any setting, in any picture, any group picture, anything, I stick out like a sore thumb. And it's something that, oddly enough, back in school, I wasn't very aware of it. Because back in my school days, I was very forgettable. Outside of the physicality, I was very quiet, very introverted. I didn't talk to anyone, I didn't talk to the teachers. I didn't want to make my presence known. And then came the fact that, oh, I may not want to make my presence known, but my presence is known because I am big. That mainly happened in the university, and then slowly I came out of my shell, and suddenly I'm just not known because I'm big. I'm also loud and very obnoxious. I was watching a video of myself, as Tero to be precise, while editing it. And then suddenly it got into my head that I am very big and very fat. Now, I don't mind that I'm fat. Like, I don't feel like, oh, I should be thin and I should have abs or all of that. It does make me feel bad when other people say it, not gonna lie. But for myself, I don't mind it. It's something that I am. So, fuck it. I don't want to look good if it means not eating for like 2 weeks. Sorry. As I said, I don't talk about this stuff very much. But I was watching that video and I thought, oh, if I move the camera a little bit to the left, it would actually have a better shot. And then I realized, oh no, I can't. Because then I'd be out of shot because I take up half of the shot. Because I am big and I'm fat. And that moment, it was something little. I didn't let it fester, but apparently it did. I kind of felt a little broken, I'm like, oh, I can make the cool shots that I want to make when I'm in the shot because I'm not gonna fit in. Because the camera can't be too far away. And the lens can't be too wide because wide lens and fat people are not very good friends, but it can't be too far away because I need to read the teleprompter as well. And so, for a second, I was like, why am I doing this? I am so big that I genuinely don't feel like I should be doing this. And sometimes I don't know why I do this, I see a lot of videos about other YouTubers and it doesn't seem glamorous, it doesn't seem good. I can't follow trends because a lot of them I genuinely despise. So why should I keep doing this? I do like making videos. I very much do love making videos. And when I look at the videos I've made, more than a couple of them I am very proud of. The Segawan one is still good. The Asfahiyototero one is still good. The Jafar Khan one is one of my favorites. Video Than Certify Part 1 has a lot of good in it. It's too long to consider the overall thing, but they had some good in it. But at that point, I came upon an insecurity, a massive one. It did have an effect because I didn't edit afterwards for like a couple of days, but I need to confront them, I need to make those videos. I need to make the Jason Cook video. I need to make the next video. I need to finish Video Than Certify Part 2. And I need to make that fucking Dracula video because it's been going on for so long. And this year, by God, I should make it. and I will see you all